Fenugreek leaves or methi are indigenous to India. They have a wonderful, lightly bitter flavor to it. Today I will show you how to make it Sindhi style in fish. Succulent pieces of mackerel or bangda fish are marinated in turmeric and chili powder and then cooked in a gravy with onions, tomatoes, methi leaves and tons of garlic. To begin with, we'll require fish. Now I'm using bangda or mackerel, but you can use any fish, kingfish, pomfret, whichever one you prefer. I have about 3/4 kilo over here, which roughly is about 3 to 4 medium-sized bangda or mackerel. We've cut them into slices. Next, we require 1½ cups of methi leaves that have been chopped, ½ cup of coriander leaves, 3/4 cup onion that has been minced, 3/4 cup tomatoes. Now I have about 3 tablespoons of garlic that's minced, 2 teaspoons of maida, 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon red chili powder, salt to taste, whole cumin seeds about a teaspoon and coriander powder. We're going to start by marinating our fish. So I'm going to take chili powder. Now I'm using Kashmiri red chili powder that gives a wonderful intense red color, turmeric powder, and now I'm going to marinate this and let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. If you have more time, let it sit in the refrigerator for about ½ an hour. While our fish is marinating, we'll go ahead and make the gravy. So I have a kadhai here and I'm going to add oil to it. Roughly about 2 to 3 teaspoons. I'm going to let it heat up just a little bit. And then we're going to add the cumin seeds and let it sputter. After they sputter, I'm going to add the garlic and onions. Now we're going to cook this until the onions turn translucent and slightly pink. Now in go the methi leaves. Give it a good stir. Next, we add the coriander leaves. Once the leaves begin to wilt, we're going to add our powdered masalas, beginning with the coriander powder, red chili powder, turmeric powder, and some salt. Now give it all a stir. We'll let this cook for just a minute. Next, go in the tomatoes. Now we're going to let this cook for a minute or two until it's slightly pulpy, and then we're going to add maida. Now maida is added in this dish to give it a little thickening effect, but you must make sure that you allow the maida to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll add a little bit of water and thicken the gravy. So I'm going to just let this sit for a minute, add the water, and I'm going to let this cook on a low flame for about 5 to 8 minutes. While that is happening, we'll go ahead and cook the fish. I'm just going to stir this every now and then and make sure the sauce thickens but doesn't burn at the bottom. So just stir it every now and then. In the meanwhile, I have my frying pan here. I'm going to heat it, add a little bit of oil, and then we're going to cook our marinated fish and then add it to the gravy. So I'm just taking the fish pieces out. Just look at the beautiful color. I'm going to put the lid back on and let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Our fish has browned beautifully. So what I'm going to do is, here's the gravy. I'm going to move this over, bring this back here, and then I'm going to add the fish and the oil that it was cooked in. I'm going to add it to the gravy. And I'm going to let this simmer for just a minute or two so that all the flavors have a chance to mingle, and then we'll turn off the flame. Our Methi Macchi has been simmering away. Just look how delicious this is. fabulous and the aroma is just inviting. So I'm going to turn off the flame and I'm going to remove this into a platter. This will taste great with anything from plain fulka rotis to white rice or bugga chawra or even pila chawal. Just make sure that there's enough of fish pieces for everyone to savor this dish. It's absolutely fabulous. Now if you like, we added coriander leaves. If you like, you could also add pudina, which is mint leaves. That also adds another dimension of flavor. Serve this with anything and I'm sure it'll be a hit.